My ex always brings her daughter over. It's become annoying. My ex and I broke up when my son was 3. He is now 12 and he has a 6-year-old half-sister. The girl constantly comes over to my place whenever my son comes over. She's come over for an entire week. I keep on telling my ex I don't want her there, but my ex insists it's good for our son and that knowing I care about his sister is a good thing. While I get it, I don't want to watch over the kid. She sometimes comes and asks me for help with homework and I really need her to know I don't want to help. Her father isn't in her life and I feel like my ex is using me as some sort of father figure for her. Sometimes when I go pick up my son, she'll try to hop into the back of the car. The girl also thinks my parents are her grandparents. It's become a pretty bad situation and she even wants to meet them. Too long did not read. Ex's daughter continues to come into my home. Your son can bond with his half-sister when he is at your ex's house. You're being a bit of a doormat. From now on, pick up your son yourself and be firm about only taking your own child. Let her know in writing that it isn't acceptable. And that you'll report her to children's services if she drops any child at your place that isn't your own. That is treating you as a free child sitter as well as neglecting the girl by leaving her where she shouldn't be. I understand you wanting to only look after your son, but you do sound too hostile towards the girl. She isn't to blame. You should still treat her well and make her feel like you care about her, for your son's sake and hers. No child deserves to feel unwelcome by anyone, including their brother's parent. Keep in mind that while you have had someone dump a child on you, she as a 6-year-old has been left by her parents to be with a man who clearly doesn't care about her. Which situation do you think causes the worst trauma? Your ex is using you as a free babysitter? WTH is this? You can contact social services, they are not doing their job as a parent. Tell her no or you will call the cops for child abandonment. She is just using you to get all that time kid-free. Stop letting this person walk all over you. Also ask your son how he feels. Maybe he does like it or maybe he just wants one-on-one with dad. What? Yeah, I would have put an end to this right away. Just say you'll only be taking your son from now on. You're not a babysitter. How long has this been going on? I feel sad for the little girl. If it's been happening a while, she's probably grown attached to you and sees you as family. She has no idea how you feel about her, poor thing. Sounds like your ex is using you as a babysitter for her other child and pretending it's for the benefit of your son, which is really shitty. He's 12 lol. Soon he will be out with friends 24/7 and you will be alone with his sister to take care of. Put a stop to it immediately before the little girl realizes what is going on and gets upset. Each time she comes over she is growing more attached and it's not fair. Honestly no, he can build a relationship with his sister at your ex house. There is no need for the sister to come with. Your ex needs to take care of the little girl and not use the excuse as teaching the son to be a good brother to get you to watch the young girl. This is unacceptable. You are bonding with your child, not your ex-kid with another stranger. You are being used, especially if the ex isn't sending funds to care for the little girl during these mini-vacations. Edited to add. A 6-year-old girl? That is work. A 12-year-old boy is not bonding or looking after a 6-year-old girl when visiting his other parent's home. GF of 2 years spends the night at ex's after accusing me of being unfaithful. She's going to come home and feed me this long scripted response about how they were friends before they were dating before we got together. She'll assure me that nothing happened, even though she was there all night. What do? Let me get this right. She blamed you for cheating and spend the night with an ex. Revenge cheating is my bet. She got railed SRY to say. She said she was going to a friend's but left her Snap location on. Listen to her script, then calmly ask her about the Snap location. Listen to how she reacts and what she responds. Then decide if she's broken your trust if you believe her. Frankly, if she said she was going to a friend and then went to an ex, that is shady. If she says the friend wasn't available, then she could have gone to another friend. Also shady that she didn't. Everyone was friends with their partner before dating lol. Confront her at the Snap location and see how she responds. And also, why did she accuse you in the first place and on what context? She lied for a reason. Wait until she comes home and then ask her about it. If she can lie about her location, she might lie about what she was doing at her BFS. I'd start thinking of breaking things off if I were you. She probably only accused you so she had an excuse to go to him. Put all her shit in garbage bags and leave out front. You're gonna have to dump her, sorry friend. I think this situation calls for calm. Sit her down rationally. Explain her snap was on and calmly explain why her ass should never darken your door again. All very calmly. Were you unfaithful? My girlfriend wants a breakup because I love her too much. So my girl and I have been together for 4 years now. We're both 23. We met in college. Lived together for the first 3 years, and for her final year, she has to do her internship and so has moved to another location. We're not too far away from each other. We're still in the same region, state. We've had a bit of rough times recently. She didn't want be close to her and I didn't understand why. Whenever I asked, she just said she didn't know why. She just wanted to be alone. So I stopped going to see her for a whole month, thinking that would change things, but it didn't. We recently had another argument about the same issue and she finally tells me I love her too much, that's why. Now I'm confused. Is loving someone and doing everything to make them happy wrong? What she likely means by that is you love her more than she loves you. But talk to her. Ask her what you're asking here, ask her for clarification. What she's saying is that you love her more than she wants to be loved by you. She doesn't feel as strongly and doesn't seem to have an interest in continuing the relationship. If she wants to break up, you can't stop her, and I don't think you should. Time to move on. Means she isn't as into you as you are into her. Loving too much is kind of a weird statement, to be honest. Does she mean obsessive behavior? Like constantly sending messages and following everything she does? So I stopped going to see her for a whole month. Well, it's clearly not an obsessive or boundary thing. She's just not serious about you, like you are about her. It's probably over. Honestly, bro, I think she's just coming up with some excuse to try and blame you for her loss of feelings. As a fellow female, I know how we think when it comes to these things. She obviously doesn't want the relationship anymore, so I think that's something you should come to terms with and try and move on. 2 possibilities. 1. You are clingy and go overboard and love bomb her to a point that she feels suffocated. 2. She's not as into you as you are her. Doing everything to make them happy wrong? This statement makes me worry the answer is 1, but I don't know you, so it could easily be 2. This life, my friend, is pain. My baby's father and I broke up, but seeing him made me realize I am deeply in love with him still. We share an almost 9 Malio. Today he came to see our son, and seeing him with our baby made me realize I still very much love him. He had an alcohol addiction and we fought one night. He left and I've been slightly bitter since. A few weeks later he went to rehab. He was only recently allowed to leave the program to see baby, 4 months later, and today was the first visit. I didn't have a drinking problem, but I also decided to quit completely because now I was the sole caregiver for my baby. It changed my life, honestly. I feel healthy and so much happier. The thing is, today, seeing him sober, healthy, and happy made me realize I love him and he was the man I fell for again. I said some mean things to him when he left and he told me he forgave me, on the phone a few months back. So I feel like he doesn't see me the way I see him. I want to be with him, even if it's long distance for a bit. Basically, I'm hoping there's a way to talk to him, be honest, and prepare for the possible rejection. All advice is welcome and I'll answer any questions about context in the comments if needed. Don't derail your stability by getting back together after seeing him once. If he can continuously show up as a father and is still sober in 6 months, you can start to think about it. You're getting lost in a mind movie here. It's too soon. It's never good for recovering addicts to jump in any relationship because it messes with their ability to remain clean. This is a fantasy, not reality. You need to work out your feelings with a therapist and not with someone actively working a program. He needs to focus on him. Do not derail him because you want to make your feelings known. Co-parenting is all you should be doing for the near future. They recommend no relationships for typically a year. I've been in a relationship with an alcoholic and cocaine abuser. I suggest you join your local Al-Anon chapter before you get back with him. If you don't know, Al-Anon is a support group for people who live alcoholics and substance abusers. They can tell you what to watch out for and support you if you need it. Maybe just let him know that you'll still be there when he's done with his recovery program and that you are interested in having a sober life together in the future. My husband has been sober for years now, but his alcoholism led to a breakup back when we were first dating. I always knew I'd get back together with him if he ever got sober and still loved me, but if you rush into this now you run a really good chance of derailing his sobriety. AA discourages people from dating at all for their first year of sobriety, and I think that is really, really smart. He needs to focus on getting well, and the distractions of being in a relationship will 1000% get in the way of that. If you love him, wait. I would be open with him about your feelings, maybe, but definitely make it clear that getting back together is a far future possibility, and that while you're open to it, it's not going to happen anytime soon. You can deeply love him but also know that it's not the right move to get back together. Like other posters have said, it's too soon and he would probably fall back into the same habits as before. Don't mess up his recovery. This is too soon for him to be in a relationship, he can easily fall back to old ways.